the way. Haven't changed, had much to say, but man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was, where you could be found. I told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town. I said, boys are back in town.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AWA Apex Studio Championship Wrestling. I'm your host, Josh Hawkins. On the heels of Mountaineer Mayhem, Apex Wrestling is heating up, and we have a special announcement later on in our show today. Plus, new stars are debuting, and all of your current champions of the American Wrestling Association. But right now, let's go to the ring for a special challenge match. Fans, we are in the midst of another exciting edition of Apex Studio Championship Wrestling. Let's go to the ring. Our opening contest is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute extended time limit. Introducing first from South Compton, California, Smokey Johnson. And his opponent weighing in at 256 pounds from Havana, Cuba, the Cuban Assassin.
Let's get this thing underway, Jack Hawkins. It's great to be back here with you this week for another exciting edition of Apex Studio Championship Wrestling.
As the bell rings, Flex, already the Cuban Assassin is hammering away on Smokey Johnson.
You know, we've seen this Smokey Johnson in the past. I can't help but notice it looks like he's beefed up a little bit, Jack.
Maybe so, as he reverses the Cuban Assassin, throws him in, a boot to the face, and the Cuban is already back on top in the opening contest.
Yeah, the Cuban's looking especially cranky today, and that may not be good for Smokey.
A big back elbow right there, right in the sternum of Smokey. 1, 2. A near fall right there. The fans
here at the Studio Championship Arena are solidly behind Smokey. He's going to need all their support if he can get a win over the Cuban.
To tell you the truth, I believe the fans are behind anybody that is against the Cuban Assassin.
What did this Cuban ever do to them?
The Cuban Assassin, one of the dirtiest players in the game. He saw that one coming and gave him a stiff boot to the face. Scoops him up and slams him back down. Goes to drop the elbow, but Smokey quickly getting out of the way, and he's back on top. He had that opening chance, and he's taking it. Backing up the Cuban Assassin into the turnbuckle, shooting him off. And a nice back body drop.
Big back body drop. You know, if Smokey were to slip over a win with this Cuban, this would have to be the biggest win of his career.
The Cuban Assassin quickly fighting back as Smokey was on top for maybe a split second there. As the Cuban is choking him out on the ropes right there. Referee Monty had to pull him off.
Modified full Nelson utilizing the ropes. I kind of like that, Jack.
Those are considered cheat tactics in the ring there, Flex. Using the ropes to your advantage to choke out your opponent.
Only if you do it longer than 5.
If you say so, Flex. It's pretty dirty, it looks to me. Another stiff back elbow to the chest, and 1, 2.
I mean, certainly at one point you've been playing baseball, like a ball goes off or something, and somebody says, oh, that's part of the playing field. Well, the ropes are part of the ring, Jack.
I can't argue with that. The Cuban Assassin with a big forearm to the upper back of Smokey Johnson. He's got him by the head, shooting him off. And a big back body drop right there. He had to throw him halfway across the ring.
He kind of turned him sideways on it. I'm surprised Smokey didn't break an arm.
But still yet, somehow, some way, Smokey found a way to get that shoulder up right at the last second.
This crowd hot and heavy here at the Apex Studio Arena. Every Tuesday night, 7:30, you can catch all the stars of AWA Apex right here at the Studio Arena.
The Cuban Assassin spotted out that weakness from that back body drop. Smokey Johnson landed very, very awkwardly. And the Cuban Assassin is capitalizing with that knee.
Well, you got to believe the Cuban's starting to soften him up for that Cuban leg lock.
I do believe so. He's working on that leg very, very strongly right there. And I don't know, but Smokey Johnson may have to tap out on this one. Dropping that knee into the upper thigh. And that just looks absolutely brutal. You can see the pain in Smokey Johnson's face.
And this is where the Cuban historically sometimes lets these fans get him a little off his game a little bit. They start the USA chant. It gets the Cuban all bent out of shape. He needs to quit worrying about these people and just put Smokey away.
The Cuban Assassin twisting up Smokey like a pretzel right there. And still yet, this young man has yet to give up. He's got that fire inside. He's got the fight against the Cuban Assassin.
He may have the fire inside, but he's also going to have a fracture inside that leg once the Cuban's done with him.
Things aren't looking too good for Johnson right now. As the Cuban grabs the legs, he may be setting up right there. He's got the legs hooked up, drops the elbow right there into the upper thigh. Once again, twisting those legs up. This could be it, Flex.
That's it.
The Cuban leg lock has been applied. This can be it. And Smokey Johnson is tapped out.
Referee Monty calling for the bell. Cuban's going to have to release that or he's going to break the leg.
The Cuban Assassin relentless in the opening contest over Smokey Johnson. He's victorious, and we'll be right back after this.
The Quill Body Art Emporium, tattoos and body piercings by Kate. Choose from thousands of designs or have Kate design one for you. Over 8 years of professional experience, safe, clean, friendly, and affordable. And we also have a large selection of body jewelry available. Southern West Virginia's most reputable body modification specialist. The Quill Body Art Emporium. Welcome to your new addiction.
Fans, welcome back to Apex Studio Championship Wrestling. And at this time, I have given the grand opportunity to stand here with an interview with the owner of Apex, Kate Cook.
Well, Josh, I'm out here today to tell everybody about our biggest show, July 1st at the Fayetteville Memorial Building. We're calling it Blue Ridge Resurrection. And let me tell you, folks, I've been talking to Jim Cornette, I've been talking to Dale Gagne and all of his advisory board, and I am so excited about the card we have lined up for you guys, not to mention all of the other exciting things we have going on. We've got Crazy K, Kirby Mack, coming back to defend his lightweight championship again. We'll be announcing who he'll be defending it against next week. We are also very proud to announce that we will be inducting 3 WOAY wrestling legends into the West Virginia State Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame. We'll announce next week when tickets go on sale, and I hope to see you all there.
Fans, some very exciting words from Kate Cook, but right now let's go to the ring for some more action. As Shane Storm makes his way into the ring, we are awaiting his opponent for the second contest of today.
Now business is about to pick up, Jack.
Our next contest is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute extended time limit. Introducing first, weighing in at 210 pounds from San Francisco, California, young Shane Storm. And his opponent from Scarborough, West Virginia, weighing in at 200 pounds, one half of the AWA Apex Tag Team Champions, the Pride of the Plateau, Jason Kincaid.
That's the Pride of the Plateau, Jason Kincaid, weighing in at 200 pounds, Jack.
And let me guess, you are the other half of the Apex Tag Team
You got it, my man.
One step ahead of you.
Well, I can't help but wonder what type of chance Shane Storm stands against my partner here, and I'm thinking not much.
These two competitors looking extremely aggressive opening up right here.
Well, the action's so fast and furious, I don't even know how to call it.
And that's legit, Flex, because there's a shake of the hands right there. But we have seen nothing but a great series of reversals opening up, locking up there once again. Jason Kincaid nearly ripping the arm off of Shane Storm right there. He's fired up today, to say the least.
Can't help but notice the Pride of the Plateau looking especially good today, Jack.
Shane Storm back on top, wrenching on the arm of Jason Kincaid, trying to get the upper hand. But there's that beautiful reversal we see time after time after time. Jason Kincaid, out of nowhere. He's a master of the art right there. Wrenching her way right now. Back on top of Shane Storm. Going from behind right there. Hooks the arm. And a nice snapmare right there.
Yeah, I got to point out that Jason's in especially a bad mood now because, you see, that guy Smoke was supposed to wax up the Battlestar Force later on, but now it looks like his leg's going to keep him from cleaning it up.
I don't know about that, but what I do know is Jason Kincaid back on top. A nice reversal there from Shane Storm. Goes for a side headlock, but Jason Kincaid's quickly back on top, going from behind. And I can't help but notice that the crowd is behind Shane Storm.
Don't kid yourself, Jack. They don't know what they want.
Jason Kincaid wrenching the arm of Shane Storm right there, right in the middle of the ring. Shane Storm looking for an opening. Jason's not even getting it, giving him an opening chance right there. But like I said, as soon as the fans saw a little bit of fight right there from Shane, they're fully behind him in this contest.
Well, you know it is easy to get caught up in the trap of the adoration of the fans, but the truth is this is professional wrestling and it's not a popularity contest.
Jason Kincaid right there with the side headlock applied, shot off the ropes, and look at that shoulder tackle.
George W. Bush got probably the lowest approval rating in history. When he wakes up in the morning, you know what they call him, Jack?
What's that?
Mr. President.
Very true, Flex. They're locking up once again, though. Shane Storm once again applying the side headlock. Wrenching away on the neck of Jason Kincaid. And maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe a split decision from the crowd, because now you can hear the chants of Jason's neck. There's a big brutal shoulder tackle from Shane Storm. And a beautiful Mexican head scissors applied. And Jason Kincaid's been knocked out of the ring.
That's it, Jason. Take a minute to think about it. My God, they're tearing the place apart.
This is absolutely insane. We've got brutal chaos right here at ringside. They're destroying the house.
Tear the place apart, Jason.
Jason Kincaid, absolutely relentless on top of Shane Storm. Just scuffling the boot right across the forehead of Shane Storm. Stepping on the hair right there. And what can you say about that? A dirty move from the Pride of the Plateau.
I didn't think it was that dirty. It's a technical wrestling hold.
Shot off the ropes and a spinning heel kick right there. Nice move. 1, 2.
That's a Greco-Roman hair trap.
Another near fall right there. Now Jason Kincaid applying that knee right into the spinal column of Shane Storm. Wrenching away in the middle of the ring. Nowhere near the ropes. No chance to get out for Shane Storm.
I think Rulon Gardner used that move a few years ago to win the gold in the Olympics.
And Shane Storm getting back up to his feet, trying his best to reverse that hold from Jason Kincaid. And there's a look of surprise right there. Another quick reversal from Kincaid, though, quickly back behind on Shane Storm. Shane Storm both fighting back, applying the side headlock right there. Jason shooting him off the ropes, and another big shoulder tackle from Storm. Going off the ropes right there, goes for another Mexican head scissors. Jason saw it coming and slams him down nearly halfway out of the ring.
Yeah!
And stomping on the chest right there. 1, 2. And Jason Kincaid, what can I say? I've never seen him this aggressive in singles competition before.
Looking great.
It's almost like Jason Kincaid it's like hate's building up inside of him. I don't know what his deal is. As he hooks the arms once again and drives that knee back into the spinal column of Storm.
I'll tell you what his deal is, Jack. That's being one half of the Apex Tag Team Champions.
Well, that doesn't mean you got to try and kill somebody in the ring. And right now they're just brawling. Straight close fist punches from Kincaid and a big knee to the face. And I don't believe that the crowd even knows how to react to that one. Another 2 count right there, and Shane Storm barely getting time to get that shoulder back up as Jason Kincaid applying the rear chin lock right there in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, I believe the crowd, it's a stunned admiration for my partner, you see.
As he drops the knee right into the forehead, Jason Kincaid hooked the leg, but still can only get a 2 count. Now wrenching away on the neck. Shane Storm is in desperation.
There you go, Jason. Pop his head off like a pimple.
Things once again aren't looking too good on Shane Storm as Jason Kincaid absolutely relentless. I've got a lot of respect for the Pride of the Plateau, but
good shot of Monty's tricep there, Jack. You know, I've added in weeks past. Maybe you should be taking some nutrition tips from Monty.
to tell you the truth, Flex, I'd have to say you need to really stop kissing up to the officials here in the American Wrestling Association.
You know, that really offends me, Jack Hawkins. Why would I need to kiss up to everybody? I just happen to think Monty's got a nice body.
It's not going to get you nowhere. A near fall right there. And Shane Storm still can find a way to get that shoulder up. But once again, Jason Kincaid back from behind with the sleeper hold applied.
Squeeze him out, Jason. There they go, cheering for Jason.
I believe I hear the chants of Shane Storm's name. They want to help him find that adrenaline rush to help him get back on his feet because they know they can't get inside the ring. But hopefully they can get Shane fired up enough to get some fight back on Jason Kincaid. But there it is. He throws him into the turnbuckle, missed the splash. And Kincaid with a beautiful enziguri right there, and I believe he just laid out Storm. 1, 2, and then look at that. Jason Kincaid was holding on to the rope right there.
No, I don't believe so.
I saw it with my own 2 eyes, Flex.
Well, if we had instant replay, I'd show you, but we don't, so.
Are you a part of this? Do you know what's going on with Jason Kincaid today? Another near fall right there. And what is Kincaid's problem? We've seen him work together with Shane Storm, shaking the hands, but
he's got no problem at all. This is just business, baby.
I guess business is business, but Shane Storm once again in desperation as Jason Kincaid applies the sleeper hold once again. There's Shane Storm with the jawbreaker out of nowhere. Hopefully to get some offense. And Jason Kincaid just went off as he tried to lay down the elbow drop. Shane Storm finally getting out of harm's way.
What does Shane Storm think he's doing here?
He's trying to get some offense back. Shoots him off the ropes. A spinning heel kick right there. And he's back on top of the offense. A nice back body drop right there. And I'd have to say myself that I'm looking out for Shane Storm in this match. This Jason Kincaid, he's a very
What's up with this biased announcing?
Jason Kincaid is a very dangerous individual as long as you get him aggressive enough. And he had no reason to open up the fury like he did on Shane Storm just now. Looked like he went for the JK-47. Shane Storm saw it coming.
Not on my watch, Jack.
Look at that. It's a Hillary Duff driver. Flex, what are you doing? What's... Vance Flex is letting loose on Shane Storm. Coming to the aid of Jason Kincaid. And what's going on? I can't believe what I'm seeing here. We've got three of the greatest heroes in Apex Wrestling. And Flex and Jason Kincaid being two of them. So much respect for these guys. But now they're opening up on Shane Storm. What's their problem? I don't even know what's going on here. We need to get some help out here from Shane Storm. But right, I can't believe I gotta say this, but we gotta go to a commercial, fans.
The Inkwell Body Art Emporium, tattoos and body piercings by Kate. Choose from thousands of designs or have Kate design one for you. Over 8 years of professional experience, safe, clean, friendly, and affordable. And we also have a large selection of body jewelry available. Southern West Virginia's most reputable body modification specialist. The Inkwell Body Art Emporium. Welcome to your new addiction.
Fans, welcome back to Apex Studio Championship Wrestling. And already we've got some action getting ready to start in the ring. Let's get to these announcements. Our next contest scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Tays Valley, West Virginia, weighing in at 205 pounds, Brad Thomas. And his opponent from Lewisburg, West Virginia, weighing in at 240 pounds, the West Virginia wrestling legend, Scotty McKeever. We got this new guy, Brad Thomas, coming in. As the bell rings, he's got a big challenge right here in his hands as he faces off against the wrestling legend, Scotty McKeever.
Well, this Brad Thomas is an accomplished wrestler from all over the place. Check that out.
And he's looking fired up in this contest right here. He's looking great.
The fans behind this Brad Thomas already. Pardon me if I'm a little bit out of breath here, Jack Hawkins. I had to help my partner arbitrate a little situation there.
Flex, I'd honestly have to say that I'm absolutely disgusted by your actions that you had with Jason Kincaid. What you just did to Shane Storm. I don't see how you can even live with yourself after that.
Well, if your opinion of me counted, it would tear me up, buddy.
There's Scotty McKeever. Shot off the ropes by Brad. And a nice shoulder tackle right there applied. And a beautiful drop kick by Thomas. Looking great. A nice arm drag right there, straight into a standing armbar submission.
That was a beautiful arm drag. I got to tell you, this Brad Thomas is on fire.
He's looking great. This will be a great win on his behalf over, of course, the West Virginia wrestling legend, but also one of the dirtiest players of the game. And I'm sure even though he's not wearing sleeves, he's got something up his sleeve for this matchup.
You know, I was familiar with this Brad Thomas's work at one time, but I got to say, since the last time I've seen Brad, he's probably added another 20 pounds of muscle, and he's also been traveling all around, so he's gained great experience.
I myself have never seen this Brad Thomas in action, but I have to tell you the truth. He's looking great. A roll-up right there and a near fall. And another beautiful drop kick. Straight into an arm drag, right back into the armbar submission hold, right in the middle of the ring. And I believe Scotty McKeever is absolutely dumbfounded by the action that Thomas is giving him right here. A nice splash onto the arm as he hooks the arm of Scotty McKeever, applying even more pressure.
the stars of the American Wrestling Association. They stand alone. Wrestling is just what it is right here. Talented men competing with each other.
And that's one thing I'd honestly have to agree with you, Flex. You don't see anything but straight action from the Apex.
You won't find any preteens in trash bags. There are Tiger Beat rejects in our ring.
Brad Thomas is looking great. Look at that reversal right there as he applies the sleeper hold in the middle of the ring. Scotty's in desperation. And a nice back suplex right there out of nowhere. And we've got both men laid out right here in the middle of the ring. Right now, we've got a race and time on our hands.
But now you tell me this, Jack Hawkins. I can't help but notice this crowd cheering for Brad Thomas, Brad Thomas. What happens to a guy like the Pride of the Plateau? Brad Thomas is in here in 5 minutes and has these people respect.
Well, look at him. He has nothing but straight action right here. A very talented star, to say the least.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. I'm just talking. Hey, he's firing back.
I just believe that the Apex fans here are just absolutely in awe. No pun intended. Scotty McKeever right there applying a sleeper hold right there onto Brad Thomas in the middle of the ring. And you can hear the chant of Brad's name from miles away as they're trying to help him get that last second adrenaline rush to possibly gain the upper hand over McKeever.
Boy, I tell you, this match right here, Jack Hawkins, would be a main event anywhere in the country.
A great matchup we have on our hands right here. As Brad Thomas was looking to fight back out of that submission hold, he got out of that. But Scotty's quickly back on top, dropping that forearm. Sweeps the legs out from under, but Brad fighting back as he knocks Scotty out into the turnbuckle.
Well, I tell you, you can really tell this Brad Thomas. I happen to know for a fact he's had some of the greatest wrestlers in the history of the business help tutor him along, and you can tell he took some from each one and he's made it his own.
And that looked absolutely brutal right there as Scotty booted off Thomas from that submission hold straight into the turnbuckle, and this could be the chance for Scotty McKeever to capitalize over this up-and-coming star.
And as I was saying, it also looks like the education of Brad Thomas is continuing here further today.
The education of Brad Thomas. Flex, I believe that you and Jason Kincaid need to be just slightly educated on maybe some ringside etiquette of what you... I'm not even going to start again. I'm going to be focused on this match at hand right here.
That's probably for the best. I don't know what you're talking about anyway.
And you'll sit here and act like that nothing at all happened. Fans, if you are just tuning in, Flex and Jason Kincaid just took out Shane Storm. How do you like that, Flex?
Hey, slight disagreement. Like I said, we had to arbitrate the situation. Seems like this crowd's rallying behind Brad Thomas.
Very much behind Brad Thomas as he gets back up to his feet. Drops the elbows into the gut of Scotty McKeever as he slams him back down by the neck.
The superior wrestling skills of Scotty McKeever coming to the forefront there, Jack.
And that's one of the reasons why he's a West Virginia wrestling legend. But still yet, a dirty player in the game.
And even though I've had my differences with Scotty McKeever, I would have to say that was pretty sage advice he just gave the gentleman in the crowd.
And this could be it for Brad Thomas right here with the side headlock applied in the middle of the ring, but no! He's finally catching maybe a little bit of a second wind. The crowd chanting away for his name. And it looks like he's finally coming back alive right there. Fighting back up to his feet. But Scotty McKeever may be letting him down. Brad Thomas down to his knees in the middle of the ring.
Nice view of Brad's posterior there, Jack Hawkins.
As he fights off Scotty McKeever back into the gut. And why are you looking at his posterior there, Flex?
Yeah, I know, Jack Hawkins. Too macho to acknowledge it.
As Brad got a desperation maneuver right there. Still yet, both men struggling to get back up to their feet. And Scotty shot in. Brad went to go for that drop kick. Scotty saw it coming. And once again, he's got the upper hand as he grabs him up by the hair. Hooks him up. Went for the back suplex. Brad saw that one coming.
Oh my God! The neck breaker out of nowhere! What a match! What action!
A great matchup right here. Scotty McKeever coming back on top in singles competition.
Even though he's not going to the pay window, you got to think it's a pretty strong Apex debut for Brad Thomas.
The Inkwell Body Art Emporium, tattoos and body piercings by Kate. Choose from thousands of designs or have Kate design one for you. Over 8 years of professional experience, safe, clean, friendly, and affordable. And we also have a large selection of body jewelry available. Southern West Virginia's most reputable body modification specialist. The Inkwell Body Art Emporium. Welcome to your new addiction.
Fans, welcome back to the ring as we return to Apex Studio Championship Wrestling. And we've got some action getting ready to start right here. So we get these announcements out of the way. What do you say, Flex?
I hear you, Jack.
Introducing first from Rome, Italy, weighing in at 215 pounds, the masked wrestler Italiano. And his opponent from Nitro, West Virginia, weighing in at 200 pounds, Awesome Alan Lynch. And as the bell rings, we're underway, and it looks like a masked wrestler Italiano is going to jump the gun over Awesome Alan Lynch. And this may be the chance for him to open up, to gain control over one of the top stars in Apex today, Alan Lynch.
Once again, you can tell Italiano's been spending some time in the gym. Today may be his day against Alan Lynch. You know, I bumped into him earlier. I told him you got to get aggressive. He was singing That's Amore again in the shower. I said, get this out of your head, and let's just don't worry about beating up this punk Alan Lynch.
Some very interesting words from Flex. You bumped into him in the shower? That's nice. What was also nice was that big clothesline there of a masked wrestler Italiano as he hooks a leg.
We see where your head's at, Jack.
So far, every offensive maneuver has been coming from the masked wrestler Italiano as he shoots Alan Lynch into the ropes. And 1-2.
And to give credit where credit's due, despite growing up down there in the Chemical Valley, Alan seems to have good lung capacity.
Very good lung capacity as he drops down with the awesome drop. 1, 2, 3. Alan Lynch very successful in singles competition over the masked wrestler Italiano. He's looking great here in the Apex Studio Arena. Fans, we'll be right back after this.
The Inkwell Body Art Emporium, tattoos and body piercings by Kate. Choose from thousands of designs or have Kate design one for you. Over 8 years of professional experience, safe, clean, friendly, and affordable. And we also have a large selection of body jewelry available. Southern West Virginia's most reputable body modification specialist. The Inkwell Body Art Emporium. Welcome to your new addiction.
So it looks like it right now it's going to be Sean Royal and the two seat murders.
That's an interesting allegiance, buddy. I wonder if Cowboy Ron Bass and the Bastards Assassins are forming an organization.
Well, it's really a strange thing here. You can never really tell. Let me ask you this. Do you think that there might be some affiliation with Cowboy Ron Bass and yourself since Sean Royal is out here with you now?
Listen, buddy, Coach. We're out here for one reason and one reason only. Last week, Stan Lane, the bloody Yankee town he was, attacked us from behind. Well, there's no attacking from behind tonight because Stan Lane and Steve Kern, the fabulous ones, you're going against crippled tonight. The Sheep Bandits are going to deal with you. Sheep Bandits now. The Sheep Bandits are going to do it.
Wait. Are you, just a minute, do you mean to say that you don't think a union party can handle the fabulous ones by yourself?
You know something, Buddy Joe? There ain't a Yankee alive who the Sheep Bandits can't handle.
We might.
Ain't a Yankee alive. It's crippling giant, fabulous ones. Look out, you TV Yankees. What's the Sheep Bandits go about?
Well, I guess we'll be finding out very shortly with the match coming up with the Sheepherders and the fabulous ones. Let's go to the ring announcer now for the next match.
This match, one fall, 20-minute time limit. Your principals involved. They are at a combined weight of 475 pounds.
Well, apparently they've dispensed with introductions at this point. Stan Lane and Steve Kern very anxious to get this match underway. They want a piece of the Sheepherders. And as wildly as Sean Royal waves the flag of New Zealand, the crowd is chanting USA, USA, and they've brought flags from the United States that have been displayed here this evening. They're the United States Tag Team Championship belts. Lane and Kern waiting.
You know, Gordon, you made a good point earlier when you were wondering about the affiliation between Ron Bass and the Sheepherders now with Sean Royal out here waving the flag for them.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised if that doesn't have something to do with Ron Simmons as well, because of the situation that Simmons was indeed a tag team partner with Kern. Well, the battle's underway. It is underway, and it's a four-way melee going on right now.
Well, I'll tell you, it doesn't look like it's going to be much of a scientific wrestling match here tonight, and they will definitely have to keep their eye on Sean Royal because I believe he's there for more than just to wave that flag around.
Well, the Fabulous Ones have cleared the ring. Fabulous Ones have indeed cleared the ring. And they just fought the Sheepherders. They are trying to embarrass them and hurt them in any way that they can. There's no question about that.
Well, you know, the Fabulous Ones are really out to get their tag team titles back, and it looks like they're just trying to annihilate the Sheepherders now as quickly as possible. We see one of the Sheepherders here over right here on right beside me on my corner, and he was getting some instructions from Sean Royal. I don't know if it was from Sean Royal or by way of Ron Bass.
Well, the capacity crowd here at the University of Kansas Park Sports Center. What an action shot our cameraman got on that one. As the Sheepherder was caught from behind, and you went right with him down to the floor. Instead, of course, the capacity crowd here at the University of Kansas Park Sports Center. And it is Steve Kern in there now with the Sheepherder, jamming him into that near turnbuckle. Reversal on Kern now. Kern back to one side. And the Sheepherders have got more troubles, buddy.
Well, that's right. I'll tell you, the Sheepherders might have more trouble than they can handle, even though there is really three of them there. That third person outside the ring, you have to keep an eye on him. But for man-on-man right now, Steve Kern has a figure-4 leg lock on the Sheepherder. This is a submission hold, and normally there is no getting out of this hold. But now watch out for the other Sheepherders coming in. The match would have been over if the referee had been in the ring where he should have been.
Well, Sean Royal causing a problem outside. Jimmy Jett applying young officials, but fell victim to a bit of a hoax there, I think, although he was concerned that he was going to have problems outside the ring. But you're right, buddy. His primary duty is inside the ring. And, well, Steve Kern did have that figure-4 on him, but that is lost now. Well, again, there you see they got a deep shot in outside the ring.
Well, I'll tell you, Steve Kern's in a lot of trouble. He's right over my head there, and I can tell you from the look on his face, he's in a lot of pain. And the Sheepherders might be well on their way to another victory here right now. Deep though it might might be, it looks like Steve Kern's in more trouble than he wants right now.
All right, the Seabirder jamming Kern into that turnbuckle, and Kern has got some problems.
Well, seeing the referee there counting, of course, all these men know that the referee must count 5 before he can disqualify you for not getting out of the ring. The Steve Herder is very quick to break on the count of 4. Looks like Steve Kern at best trying to do something to get to a corner, tag out to get that fresh man in, get that fresh man going.
There's no question about that. He's got a situation here where, and he makes it up in time. Now let's see if he can get over and make the tag. He needs desperately to get over and make that tag with Stan Lane, and he really is not totally cognizant. Yes, he is. Now he made the tag. Stan Lane comes charging in the ring, and it is Lane opening up now on the Seabirder. High backdrop. Lane, beautiful mule kick into the abdomen. Catches him again, and Lane now is perpetual motion out there. Jamming their heads together. Kern getting a much-needed respite right now, but it is Stan Lane very definitely in charge of the situation in the ring. He's got the sleeper. He's got the sleeper hold. He has got it, and wait a minute. Again, outside interference, buddy.
Well, it looks like Stan Lane is able to take care of this very well, but here comes Steve Kern. Right over me right now, the action is getting wild and furious, but there was twice that the fabulous ones would have had the match if it hadn't been for outside interference, but in professional wrestling, you never know what's going to happen next. Oh boy, it looks like right now, there goes Stan Lane out of the ring. The referee up there counting, and Sean Royal coming around on the far side of the ring. We had best keep an eye on Sean Royal, and looks like Stan Lane and Steve Herder are on the floor, and they're...
I think we've got 2 battles going on here, and we do indeed. We've got a couple of battles going on, and they're trying to put Stan Lane away again. Meanwhile, Kern's got the sleeper hold on the other Steve Herder. And now what's he doing?
Well, it looks like he's unscrewing part of that flag, and it looks like, what's this? It looks like a pipe on this end of the flag here. It's wrapped up in tape. That is a steel pipe wrapped in tape there. That's not just a flagpole. He unscrewed the top half of that flag, and that is turned out to be a deadly weapon there, and it has to be all over for the fabulous ones tonight.
Well, again, they tried to put that pipe to work, and that was tripped up by Stan Lane outside the ring. And we've got absolute bedlam going on here. Kern back to his feet. And they're battling it out now for that length of pipe, which was a flagpole, but beautiful drop kick. And now the keepers feel the sting of that steel. Jimmy Jeff, the referee, raising their hand. And I don't think anybody heard it earlier. Jeff was calling for the bell. Jimmy Jeff calling for the bell. All right, I think we're going to take a look at a replay, am I right? And we'll see a little bit about that action and see if we can't get the fabulous ones here on the set and discuss the situation, because obviously it's getting more and more out of hand. Here you see them, and once again they jam Stan Lane back into that steel ring post. Here is where Sean Royal unscrews what turns out to be a steel pipe. Now, Royal makes sure that pipe gets in the hands of the keeper. And Steve Kern catches it right above the lumbar region of the back. And so it is turned down. The Seabirder's thinking at this point in time that they have the situation well at hand and under control. But, gentlemen, thank heavens you proved that was not the
Take
situation.
one. First of all, this is the problem. This thing's always at ringside. Now they got Sean Royal running around with him, carrying this thing. Let me tell you something, gentlemen. You didn't get the job done tonight. You're not going to get the job done in the future. And as long as you keep bringing this, we're going to be taking it away from you. You know something, Gordon? Obviously, the sheepherds were in too much of a hurry tonight to leave the ring because they left me. Let me tell you something, guys. We'd like to have his back. But right now, what's more important to us is to kick your butt and do it with this flagpole. Get ready. Here we come.
Fair enough. Well, I'll tell you what, it's gone past the questions of titles or belts. The situation now is one of personal pride and honor, and I'll tell you one thing, you're not going to find two men with more personal pride and honor than Steve Kern and Stan Lane.
The Inkwell Body Art Emporium, tattoos and body piercings by Kate. Choose from thousands of designs or have Kate design one for you. Over 8 years of professional experience, safe, clean, friendly, and affordable. And we also have a large selection of body jewelry available. Southern West Virginia's most reputable body modification specialist. The Inkwell Body Art Emporium. Welcome to your new addiction. The Inkwell Body Art Emporium, tattoos and body piercings by Kate. Choose from thousands of designs or have Kate design one for you. Over 8 years of professional experience, safe, clean, friendly, and affordable. And we also have a large selection of body jewelry available. Southern West Virginia's most reputable body modification specialist. The Inkwell Body Art Emporium. Welcome to your new addiction.
Open up with our TV main event match.
Don't wanna be an American idiot. Don't want a nation under the new media. Hey, can you?
Well, fans, Gene Madrid didn't even give a time enough for the bell to ring. He's jumping the gun right there.
My God, he's trying to kill Brett.
Very, very aggressive Gene Madrid, this man from Romania, the AWA Wild Wrestling legend. Facing off against the Canadian Idol, Brett Taylor, of a mere 189 pounds. Brett's got a handful on him right here. But I'd honestly have to say that Brett Taylor's been looking great in singles competition so far, but he's going off against a AWA Wild Wrestling legend. This is going to be a big-time struggle for him, but it can also be a great win.
You know, this Gene Madrid, he makes me a little bit nervous, Jack, if I'm a little quiet during this match.
There's Gene Madrid applying a standing armbar right there, bringing Brett Taylor down to his knees in the middle of the ring. And a big slap to the back. Gene Madrid absolutely relentless. And lately, that's what we've come to know him by. As he's choking Brett Taylor out on the ropes right there.
This Gene Madrid is a savage. He's biting him.
He's trying to rip the face off of Brett Taylor. I've only seen something like that from maybe Mike Tyson. It looked like he was trying to rip his ear off. And another big slap to the chest from Gene Madrid right there. You can hear those slaps from a mile away.
Well, I tell you what, this Gene Madrid would eat Mike Tyson for dinner and crap out his gold teeth in the morning.
You know, I wouldn't doubt that. Gene Madrid, he may have age against him, but he is one of the most aggressive wrestlers I've ever seen in my entire life. He doesn't care what the crowd has to say. But nevertheless, Gene Madrid always finds some way, somehow, to get the upper hand over his opponents. As he slams in Brett Taylor face first into the turnbuckle right there.
I mean, the look in Gene Madrid's eyes when he gets inside that ring, it's like he's crazed.
He's just ripping Brett Taylor apart. He may just be teaching Brett Taylor a lesson right here. Slams him into the steel turnbuckle right there here at ringside. G Madrid is an animal.
That's putting it lightly, Jack Hawkins. I'll tell you, there is wrestling competition, and then there is just savage brutality with bad intentions, and I believe that's what we're getting here.
Brett Taylor slowly making his way back into the ring, and Madrid quickly back on top, stomping down right into the neck of Brett Taylor, right in the face right there.
For all those people watching out there in TV land, if you like lopsided violence, you're foaming at the mouth right now.
And fans, you can see firsthand right here in the middle of your screen how aggressive G Madrid is. Grabbing Brett Taylor by the neck and slamming him right down face first into the ring with another armbar submission hold. And he's got young Brett Taylor screaming in pain.
This G Madrid's like a human meat tenderizer.
As he's biting down again on the arm and upper shoulder of Brett Taylor.
Well, everybody in Oak Hill, everybody in the surrounding areas, they all know all about the legendary Gene Madrid. He's been scaring the living hell out of people, beating the living hell out of people for generations here in the plateau.
Slamming down on the rotator cuff of Brett Taylor head first. Gene Madrid, he'll put his body on the line to take out whoever, whenever, and however. And once again, a very lopsided competition right here, as G Madrid is just absolutely hammering down on Brett Taylor.
Brett never got up and running here today, and I believe it's too late, I don't think.
G Madrid is just absolutely eating him alive.
And Brett's got to give it up. He's got to give it up.
And G Madrid just absolutely won't let go of that submission. Brett Taylor is tapped out. Finally letting go, and he just may have ruined Brett Taylor's career right there. He may have ripped something. Brett Taylor screaming in pain in the middle of the ring, and G Madrid just absolutely won't let off, fans. We need to get some help out here for Brett Taylor, but that aside.
The Inkwell Body Art Emporium, tattoos and body piercings by Kate. Choose from thousands of designs or have Kate design one for you. Over 8 years of professional experience, safe, clean, friendly, and affordable. And we also have a large selection of body jewelry available. Southern West Virginia's most reputable body modification specialist. The Inkwell Body Art Emporium. Welcome to your new addiction. The Inkwell Body Art Emporium, tattoos and body piercings by Kate. Choose from thousands of designs or have Kate design one for you. Over 8 years of professional experience, safe, clean, friendly, and affordable. And we also have a large selection of body jewelry available. Southern West Virginia's most reputable body modification specialist. The Inkwell Body Art Emporium. Welcome to your new addiction.